Holy Week, a very special time as we continue our Jesus journey. A few of us from St. Paul's have compiled a selection of readings, reflections and prayers, hopefully to give special insight into a very special week. These recordings will be on our website, Facebook page and our YouTube channel, and will also be available from 12 p.m. playing in the church building on a loop. Church will be open Holy Week on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m, where you may want to come in and light a candle and maybe sit quietly. We hope we have made provision for everyone, those of you that would like to be in the building and those who would like to press your buttons and view. The Lord bless you and keep you.
After Jesus had said this prayer, he left with his disciples and went across Kidron Brook. There was a garden in that place, and Jesus and his disciples went in. Judas the traitor knew where it was, because many times Jesus had met there with his disciples. So Judas went to the garden, taking with him a group of Roman soldiers and some temple guards sent by the chief priests and the Pharisees. They were armed and carried lanterns and torches. Jesus knew everything that was going to happen to him, so he stepped forward and asked them, "Who is it you are looking for?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they answered. "I am he," he said. Judas, the traitor, was standing there with them. When Jesus said to them, "I am he," they moved back and fell to the ground. Again, Jesus asked them, "Who is it you are looking for?" "Jesus of Nazareth," they said. "I have already told you that I am he," said Jesus. "If then you are looking for me, let these others go." He said this so that what he had said might come true. "Father, I have not lost even one of those you gave me." Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's slave, cutting off his right ear. The name of the slave was Malchus. Jesus said to Peter, "Put your sword back in its place. Do you think that I will not drink the cup of suffering which my Father has given me?" Then the Roman soldiers, with their commanding officer and Jewish guards, arrested Jesus, tied him up, took him first to Annas. He was the father-in-law of Caiaphas, who was the high priest that year. It was Caiaphas who had advised the Jewish authorities that it was better that one man should die for all the people. Simon Peter and another disciple followed him. That other disciple was well known to the high priest, so he went with Jesus into the courtyard of the high priest's house, while Peter stayed outside by the gate. Then the other disciple went back out, spoke to the girl at the gate, brought Peter inside. The girl at the gate said to Peter, "Aren't you also one of the disciples of that man?" "No, I am not," answered Peter. It was cold, so the servants and guards had built a charcoal fire and were standing around it, warming themselves. So Peter went over and stood with them, warming himself. The high priest questioned Jesus about his disciples and about his teaching. Jesus answered, I have already spoken publicly to everyone. All of my teaching was done in the synagogue and in the temple, where all the people come together. I have never said anything in secret. Why then do you question me? Question the people who heard me. Ask them what I told them. They know what I said. When Jesus said this, one of the guards there slapped him and said, How dare you talk like that to the high priest? Jesus answered him, If I have said anything wrong, tell everyone here what it was. But if I am right in what I have said, why did you hit me? Then Annas sent him, still tied up, to Caiaphas, the high priest. Peter was still standing there, keeping himself warm. So the others said to him, Aren't you also one of the disciples of that man? Peter denied it. No, I am not, he said. One of the high priest's slaves, a relative of the man whose ear Peter had cut off, spoke up. Didn't I see you with him in the garden, he asked. Again Peter said, No, and at once a rooster crowed.
Hello, I'm Simon Peter, fisherman, follower of the way, and friend and disciple of Jesus. Yeah, you clocked me. They say it comes in threes, don't they? Whoever they are. And it did that night. That night they came to arrest my Jesus. I didn't mean it, you know. They just sort of popped out, as fibs do, don't they? It's best to call them fibs, because then it doesn't make you feel so bad, does it? You see, it only started out as a little fib. I didn't think it would do any harm. After all, who did that young girl think she was? Did she even know Jesus? Didn't have to answer to her, did I? Young upstart. Yet I did. And when it came out of my mouth, I told another fib. And even that didn't seem too bad, because it was a fib. It's okay, isn't it? Simon Peter, I told myself. It was only a small fib to a young girl. But that's how it all starts, doesn't it? Small. And we think fibs are insignificant. Then, once you're on a roll, it's hard to stop, isn't it? So, when I came to the people around the fire and they asked if I knew him, my first reaction was to answer, Why don't you go and look in the mirror? I struggled to find a decent answer, of course. There was one I could have chosen. I could have followed my role model, Jesus, and answered in truth, told them that I was a friend of his. But all I could do was answer weakly and ever so quietly, no. Well, it was easier. It just tumbled out of my mouth, another fib. Ha! Got away with it. Why do I feel so bad then? Then, that high priest's servant had the blooming nerve to ask me the same question. Did I know Jesus? Oh dear, things were getting really serious now. It had all kicked off in the garden. You remember, I'd sliced off a soldier's ear. Oh, I'm on a real wobble now. chest tight, heart racing, blood pumping through my veins. I'm shaking from head to foot. Me, Simon Peter, friend, follower of Jesus. What would they do to me? I'm in a proper quandary. Hadn't meant for it to happen, you know, because I was the one who told him, Jesus that is, that I would always be his loyal friend forever and ever. I've also told him that I would never deny him. Well, I did, didn't I? Not once, but 3 times. Useless. That's what I am. Useless. You see, I'm always remembered as the one who denied Jesus 3 times. And it's true. I did. I am living proof, though, aren't I? That even when I feel like I have it so totally wrong, my friend Jesus comes and he finds me and he tells me that because I am who I am, loudmouth, ne'er-do-well, for the majority of the time anyway, people will be able to see from me and my character that anyone can be a friend of Jesus. It reminds me that I can make amends, start anew, make a different choice. I really needed that wake-up call. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Can you hear it? O Lord, you know me inside out. Thank you that you love me even when I stumble and fall down. You come and you raise my head to hear your call. Come, you say, come, follow me. And once again, I follow.